let's not linger, maybe. So I do think that's everything down here, though. No other ways out of this area, and that seems to be everything we can do over here. So let's double back a bit. Remember, this is one of our little side doors. Then let's see. So we also have... That was the detention cells. We have the lab over there, and we have whatever this area is over here. And the base exterior. So I think what this is, if I remember correctly, this is basically the area we would have entered the base from if we had gone through the other entrance. Because remember, when we were first approaching the base, we had sort of the upstairs entrance, and then we went down to a lower entrance that sort of brought us through the sewers. So I think this is the way that we would have gone in had we done that. So in that sense, don't think it's necessary that we go in here, but it may be interesting. See what we can find. And there are the people that we were just talking to, those Solarians. Because, yup, we got some enemies in here, by the looks of things. Or at least through here we will. So, if nothing else, should be good for some experience. Hello, Geth Shock Trooper, who may have a missile launcher. Let's immediately sabotage you. And let's now prioritize a little bit more with the warp on Rex's side, because that is, of course, another one of the abilities we're saying we'd like to do more. Okay, I saw the name Geth Juggernaut. That's a nasty one. They're pretty big. And Caden is already almost dead. So ideally we stasis you. Well, Caden is in fact now dead. Let's use Unity. And then a Metagel for actually legitimate purposes this time. Open this up. Are they stasis? They are still stasis. Okay, so that's good. I mean, we can neural shock them, although it's not actually going to do anything. In fact, I don't even know if it counts when it's against a synthetic enemy. So why don't we overload your shields? It's not even going to blow up when they're in stasis. That surprises me a little bit. Sabotage your weapons. Apparently that's not going to blow up while they're in stasis either. Fine, we'll shoot you. You did come back. Prentice was about to finish you off, but that was a little alarming. Okay, we can theoretically heal Caden again. The Metagel if we'd like. It's overkill, yes, but we are getting a lot of Metagels here. And we also need to use those. So, okay, more indoctrinated. So I think, let's stasis you. And then this is a target that we can have Caden actually, legitimately, use his neural shock on. Have Caden use his stasis on that person. Then we've got the Geth Destroyer over here. That is also a dangerous enemy. Let's try to sabotage you. Although, I think, I don't know if that technically hit him or not. Warp him? Whoa, look at that sprint. That is terrifying. Okay, Caden, if you could neural shock, please. This guy's down. That's all good. Then, I would like to stasis one of these guys again. In fact, there are many of them. So much so that, I mean, again, it'd be lovely to get our friends to ignore them for just a second here. So that Caden has more opportunity to neural shock some peoples, and I'm not really concerned about the damage that they will deal, although that explosive going off may have got... I don't think it got rid of any of them, actually. This indoctrinated is about to go down, but everyone is on cooldown. Their stasis right now. Okay, then if we... Now we have it back. Let's do... Oh, no, let's actually hit a person with stasis. Oh, where did you come from, Geth Destroyer? Okay, once again... I missed on the lift, I'm pretty sure I missed on the lift. Caden, if you could lift him when he's right on top of you, that'd be great. Thank you. Then Rex, why don't you warp? Okay, he's down now. Then Caden, if you could neural shock. He is no more. Then Caden, if you could stasis. Hopefully that will give you enough time to get one of those neural shocks off one more time. Stasis you. Hopefully... I wanted to get him stasis before anyone actually killed him. But now it's just this guy. Again, trying to make some people actually use the abilities we want to use, but I think at this point this guy's going to die to, well, something else. Because no one is close to being off cooldown here. So that's everyone down in here. Take a look around. Not sure what that's all about. I think that's the visual effects left over from one of our biotic abilities. We did use some metagels, so that actually is meaningful to pick up some more there. I think that there were going to be several enemies in here, and that eventually we kind of just drew them all out into that other room we were just in. Because this is where it would have come in from, had we gone in the other way. But we can't go back out. We're in for good now. That is a door, as is that. Lots of explosives. Any other loot, though, of interest here? Or is it truthfully just explosives? It looks like it may be. Looks like it may be. In which case, let's head back. But it gave us several more enemies to fight. More opportunities to use some of the abilities that we are trying to crank out a few more times to finally get those achievements. And just the chance to see what it's like on the other side. So again, if you go through the upper level, then this will be, I believe, the way you'll end up going through initially. Whereas obviously we came in through the other way, but you can eventually still explore all that stuff by going through, if you went through the top door, you'll find the other stuff by going through here. If you went through the bottom door, you'll find the other stuff by doing what we just did. So, I think now we are ready. Use the elevator and head on out of here. And let's stay on our guard here, because that looks like a husk. And not exactly sure what that thing is that it's in. But okay, let's take a look here. We got a bunch of additional equipment as well. Anything particularly noteworthy? Scram Rail 10 is not bad, as is Friction Materials 10. And some armor upgrades as well. Yeah, we're starting to... I mean, it seems like just about everything is level 10 now that we're picking up. And so that is what I really wanted, was for us to finally get to that point. So, let's see. We've got stasis consoles that we can investigate, but they do seem to have husks in them. Does seem like it is not so much fun. And we are just in base entry is the name of where we are right now. So that might be because we're technically kind of still in this elevator here. I think what we go for here is I think we... See all the husks? Yes. I imagine at some point those are going to actually attack us. But I think what we do is we make a run for it to the other side. And try to get some distance between us and all those husks. And also, there's Dr. Droyus over here, who is obviously not a husk. That's a Krogan. But why don't we stasis you while we do deal with the husks? Oh, and a scientist as well. Okay. Stasis you too. Then, I mean, this could be a great opportunity to use some of the abilities that we've been looking at using. So, Rex, if you could warp this dude. And then, Hayden, you could neural shock him as well.
What is going on here? Where are the guards? Where is Sarah?
See, the thing is, you are currently stasis as you're talking, so you're not allowed to do that. That's against the rules. Please stop. And then we fortunately have Husk just running around over there.
This is important work. This is the glorious salvation of my species.
That was close. So, not often that we've seen ourselves getting rushed down by Geth or Krogan, because usually we have the crowd control abilities to take care of them, but we're deliberately kind of playing with fire a little bit here. Speaking of playing with fire, standing right next to that.
We have started.
does seem like Dr. Droyos has a lot of talking to be done here. He's trying to make it sound like he's all high and mighty, right? This is Sari. Is now out of stasis as well. That was Caden's stasis that we put on her, and she, well, that Caden's stasis is not as powerful and does not last as long as ours does. Love to, whoa, neural shock somebody right about now before this guy kills us. Preferably. Thank you. That may be enough to take him out. Now he's dead. Oh, well, that just blew up on us. And that husk may have been about to explode in our face. Let's not have it do that. Sorry, is still over there. Stasis, you. Not sure if we hear it from here. I don't think we did. It's definitely still moving. I don't like us this close. They will arm up that ability. Okay. Not yet on neural shock. Trying to stasis you. That time with Caden. Now you're asking for trouble, though. Moving in like this. Surely we can hit you from here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it seems like even when people are stasis, if our friends are mid-attack, they'll still finish their burst. They're using, I mean, you'd think that'd make the most sense with an assault rifle, but pistols as well. And then, I mean, I suppose we can warp you as well. Let's increase the stasis. We'll give Caden one more shot here at the neural shock. And at this point, I would think it's starting to add up fairly well. Probably going to come out soon. I mean, it was us who used it. Also, we'll heal Caden. And now you can do it again. Just in time as she's coming back out from that stasis. I missed on my stasis, although... is she dead? Oh, she's dead. She's pretty dead. So, I think what we found here is perhaps the lab in which... Yeah, this is from our labs. The lab in which they've been doing their research. Trying to set up this genophage cure, which, you know, apparently they did find a way to do it. And we've got light human armor, Phoenix 10, and Chameleon Tool 10, which is an Omni Tool. It is level 10, though I don't think that's a particularly rare one. Let's see what else we picked up here. More level 10 stuff. And, let's see. Ace, Aiden, he is using Phoenix right now. So it would be, just objectively, an upgrade for him. Sure. Suppose that's fine. I mean, let's just double check our armor. I'm pretty sure ours is still significantly better. I think we do probably want to prioritize us. Let's do a back and forth here where we deliberately take a second to, I mean, just basically want to, okay, well, oops. Just want to be able to compare this, actually, I should do, versus this. So what we have on at the moment is the armor that we just picked up, and what we're looking at on the right is the armor that we were wearing as of 30 seconds ago. And some slightly worse tech biotic protection, but everything else is significantly better. So yeah, I think it is probably still significantly better to go with this setup here. And then for, where'd you go, Caden? There you are. Let's put the Phoenix 10 on you after all. And it was getting mad at us because we switched to a lower level armor that technically did not have access to a second equipment slot, or upgrade slot. So let's throw something else on here. Maybe we just give you, oh, I would say shields. That would be helpful. Just that we are kind of deliberately trying to have Caden take damage so we can more regularly use our Omnigels. So I'd maybe just throw something else on here. Okay, so that's that crate there, that medical station. Well, let's see what else we can figure out about this place here. So it looks like, at least initially, that we were going to be able to examine some stuff. There is a door through there. So in theory, that's where we'd like to head through. Although, also have a wetware kit. And once again, Savant 10 the best of the biotic amps. We've got it right here. So that is fantastic. Let's take a look. And, I mean, we saw it before. We're throwing it on Commander Shepard. But let's throw this on Rex for sure. Doesn't get better than that. And so we got 2 in this mission alone. That's amazing. I think we got another, I think it was an Omni-Tool was the second item that we got. This is actually what is just a better version of what we currently have equipped for ourselves, so sure. I suppose. Then, look at our map here. Let's see, if we go through this will take us to, or that's where we came through, I should say. There was a door, or base exterior, oh no, not here, hold on. Oh yeah, well we're standing this close to the elevator, it gets kind of confused it seems, it thinks we're in a different floor. When we go over here, we see there's an opening over here to the security office, and then the communications tower on that side, and the breeding facility entrance on the other. I think we're looking to go there, and may run into some enemies by the looks of things here. Let's see. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything over here unless there's like a crate. Doesn't look like it though. So in theory, we're expecting a few enemies around this corner. That there are. Okay, so we got a trooper. Let's maybe warp you. Might have been something bigger there as well. They're just normal troopers, it seems. Okay, that one's down, and this one, not yet, but is about to be. Just the 2 of them? Might have been. Okay. A nice little view. I mean, you picked a decent spot for this base here, Saren. Okay. This was, in theory, the security area, and hold on. Rana Thanoptis. Who are you? Also, weapons locker over here.
Don't shoot! Please, I
We'll
just
get to
want
that
to get
after.
out of here before it's too late.
Okay, you seem like you're not completely out of your mind, and you're not immediately attacking us, so let's talk.
I'm not going to hurt you. Who are you?
Ranathanoptis, neurospecialist. But this job isn't worth dying over, or worse. You think the indoctrination only affects prisoners? Sooner or later, Saren will want to dissect my brain too.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. What exactly are you talking about?
I thought this was a breeding facility.
Not this level. We're studying Sovereign's effect on organic minds. At least that's what I assumed. Saren kept us in the dark as much as possible.
You helped him and you don't even know why?
I didn't have the option of negotiating. This position is a little more permanent than I'd expected. But I can help you. This elevator behind me goes to Saren's private lab. I can get you in.
Okay, that sounds promising.
See? Full access. All of Saren's private files. Are we good? Can I go?
Okay, so she wants out. She has been working with Saren, so bear that in mind, but she says, no, you know, the kind of thing where maybe she got involved initially, didn't realize what kind of work she was getting herself into, and then very quickly got in over her head, realized she couldn't exactly leave and say no, so she got in way too deep. So let's see if we can get a little more information from
What
her.
are you studying here?
It's that ship, Sovereign.
Okay.
It emits some kind of signal. Undetectable, but it's there. I've seen the effects. Saren uses it to influence his followers, to control them.
Okay.
It's called indoctrination.
Okay.
Direct exposure to the signal turns you into a mindless slave.
Oh.
Like the Solarian test subjects.
That explains a
There's
lot.
collateral damage too.
Okay. Let's dive deeper here, I suppose. Collateral damage, you say? Can you be more specific?
What do you mean by collateral damage?
Sovereign's signal is too strong. Spend too much time near the ship and you feel it, like a tingle at the back of the skull. It's like a whisper you can't quite hear. You're compelled to do things, but you don't know why. You just obey. Eventually, you just stop thinking for yourself.
That doesn't sound good.
It happens to everyone at the facility. My first test subject was the man I replaced. Now I just want to get out of here before it happens to me.
Okay, I mean, understandable, I suppose, that you want to leave for that reason. But that does also explain a bit about the Solarians that we ran into previously, the ones that did seem to, well, go crazy. Then why is Saren interested in doing all of this to begin with?
Why is Saren researching this? Isn't he the one controlling it?
The signal comes from the ship. It makes us obey Saren, but I don't think he controls it. Not exactly. I think he's scared it might be affecting him.
Oh!
Indoctrination is subtle. By the time the effects become noticeable, it's usually too late.
Very, very interesting indeed. So this indoctrination effect apparently coming from Saren's ship, Sovereign, and is basically driving people insane if they get too close to it for too long. And while it does help Saren to indoctrinate people to do what he wants them to do, Saren is concerned that because it seems as though he doesn't directly control it himself, that he's worried that he might be affected as well. Maybe that's the reason for his research in it. So can you tell us more about what exactly this signal is? You said it's undetectable, but yet the results, the after effects are noticeable? Seems like a strange dynamic.
Tell me more about this signal.
Signal's not exactly the right word. There is some kind of energy field emanating from the ship. It changes thought patterns. Over time, days, maybe a week, it weakens your will. You become easier to manipulate and control, but it's a degenerative condition. There's a balance between control and usefulness. The less freedom the subject maintains, the less capable it becomes.
And so that's an interesting note there. Make a note of that. Remember that. How the longer you're exposed to it and the stronger the exposure is, the more you can easily be controlled. However, the more presumably mindless and useless you become in the process. Whereas if it's a more slow and steady approach, then in that case, I suppose if you take the other direction, that would suggest that you could still be functioning like a normal person would. Okay, and that appears to be the last of the things that we can talk to her about. Now, that's all been very good to hear. And so here's the thing. Now we can decide, do we let her run off and be free? Or do we say, no, this is the end? Because, remember, she's, first and foremost, she's working with Saren. Now, she's sort of trying to suggest that she was maybe not complicit with some of the things that Saren was doing, and so, she was sort of working against her will and maybe is not as evil as Saren is. So for that reason, perhaps it is worth letting her go free. On the other hand, you can make the case that, well, I mean, you're working for Saren, and Saren is a pretty bad guy. So you might not be as bad as Saren, but if you're working with Saren, you're probably still bad. So that's also worth considering. Also, not to mention, you did also just mention this whole indoctrination thing, talking about how even your predecessor apparently went completely crazy, and that's why you replaced them. So, for all those reasons, although this is technically a renegade option, I think this is one of the few times when we will deliberately choose to go that route. Because, well, I'm not sure we can trust you.
You conducted brutal experiments on helpless test subjects. You helped Saren. You don't get to live.
I just did what I was told. I didn't have a choice. I'm sorry.
Can we get any... Now, we already asked you about your research. I'm pretty sure we cannot get any more out of that. Because this is basically just a warning sign here of like, are you sure? Because, in case it isn't clear here, yes, let's just say the outcome of this conversation does very much depend on what choice you choose to make here. And so, again, I think for all those reasons we were just talking about, you were, in fact, working with Saren, and you try to make it sound like that wasn't your initial plan, but at the end of the day, you did perform research on torture, or help torture test subjects, live test subjects, against their will. So that's not so great. And again, still questions about, like, given how there's this whole indoctrination thing. I mean, you seem fine at the moment, but then again, you know, if you've been hanging around here a lot, then in theory, you may be one of those people that we were just hearing about who, with just a little bit of exposure over a long period of time, it may not be as noticeable, but you could still be indoctrinated. So, for all those reasons,
Sorry doesn't help your victims.
No! No!
and there you see 9 renegade points is somewhat significant at that. But for those reasons, I think we will deliberately deviate from our usual Paragon options here. And we'll also get the couple level 10 items here, and actually that assault rifle could be very good. That is the highest rarity. But, or at least other than the Spectre gear. Remember this person. It's gonna be a little bit hard to remember her name, I suppose, but she was of some significance to Saren, it would seem. You know, she was one of the lead researchers, it would appear. And so that was not insignificant, the role that she played. Okay, now let's take a look here. So we can either, or we came through. Which way did we come from? We came through here, the Genophage Labs. So we can either go over here to the communications tower, or we can go to the breeding facility. Take a look at our journal here. So our alarms. Oh, right. This is just from disabling the alarm. Trying to remember which one is technically the quote-unquote correct way and which one is not. I think we might actually want to go here if we can. Oh, actually, hold on. Can we even go to the breeding facility? Oh, no. Okay, we can't. Because, well, it looks like we can. If we look at this map, it says go straight ahead, Lids. Well, see, the thing is, there's like this. So, no. Can't go there yet. So that means that we have no other option but to go this way. And we are headed, in this case, toward, well, something. Has an exclamation point on it. It is the communication tower. Let's save here. And let's see if this is all about. Alright, so we got the elevator. We'll hop on in. Actually, we'll open the door to the elevator, then we'll hop on in. Okay. Draw our weapons just in case. And the game will choose to tab out. Thank you, game. If you could please let us through. Thank you. Right. Then we've got...
Commander, look over here. It's another beacon. Like the one on Eden Prime.
Whoa. That'd be the... There's a communications panel over there. That... I mean, this looks like a big beacon. In fact, so big that you could either... I mean, probably talk to it over there, or interact with it over here, or up here. But it seems like we're supposed to interact with it down here, based on where the marker is. So, doesn't look like there's anything else down here. I suppose, I mean, the beacon in Eden Prime was, of course, a pretty big deal. So, let's check it out. I'm alright, guys. Don't worry about me. No big deal. Okay. Carry on. Nothing to see here.
Wipe this whole base out.
You're not wrong.
Saren needs to pay for what he's done to my people.
Alright, well. Hold on
I
just
get
a
the
second.
feeling something bad is about to happen. You are not Saren.
What is that? Some kind of VI interface?
Rudimentary creatures of blood and flesh. You touch my mind, fumbling in ignorance, incapable of understanding.
I don't think this is a VI.
I don't think so
There's a
either.
realm of existence so far beyond your own, you cannot even imagine it. I am beyond your comprehension. I am sovereign.
Oh! Saren's ship. Sovereign. Well, you appear to be talking to us.
Sovereign isn't just some Reaper ship Saren found. It's an actual Reaper.
Reaper, a label created by the Protheans to give voice to their destruction. In the end, what they chose to call us is irrelevant. We simply are.
The Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago. You couldn't have been there. It's impossible.
Organic life is nothing but a genetic mutation. An accident. Your lives are measured in years and decades. You wither and die. We are eternal, the pinnacle of evolution and existence. Before us, you are nothing. Your extinction is inevitable. We are the end of everything.
Oh! Yeah, that's pretty dramatic. Well, we're not alone. We've got a team of like 3 people to stop you.
There is an entire galaxy of races united
Also,
and ready
the
to
galaxy.
face you.
Confidence born of ignorance. The cycle cannot be broken.
Cycle? What cycle?
Yeah, what is this cycle of which you speak?
The pattern has repeated itself more times than you can fathom. Organic civilizations rise, evolve, advance, and at the apex of their glory, they are extinguished. The Protheans were not the first. They did not create the Citadel. They did not forge the mass relays. They merely found them. The legacy of my kind.
Whoa. Okay, slow down just a second here. So you're saying some of the biggest pieces of technology, the foundational things, like the Citadel itself and Mass Effect technology with the mass relays, you're saying Protheans were not the ones to make that? But you seem to be taking credit for it yourself?
Why would you construct the mass relays, then leave them for someone else to find?
Your civilization is based on the technology of the mass relays. Our technology. By using it, your society develops along the paths we desire. We impose order on the chaos of organic evolution. You exist because we allow it, and you will end because we demand it.
They're harvesting us. Letting us advance to the level they need, then wiping us out.
Oh man, powerful stuff. Both the words and the idea behind the words. Why are you doing this?
What do you want from us? Slaves? Resources?
My kind transcends your very understanding. We are each a nation, independent, free of all weakness. You cannot even grasp the nature of our existence.
Oh, okay. Again, rather dramatic. So, who and how were you created?
Where did you come from? Who built you?
We have no beginning. We have no end. We are infinite. Millions of years after your civilization has been eradicated and forgotten, we will endure.
Alright. You say we. There's more than one of you, aren't there? That doesn't sound good.
Where are the rest of the Reapers? Are you the last of your kind?
We are Legion. The time of our return is coming. Our numbers will darken the sky of every world. You cannot escape your doom.
Okay. Well, that looks like all we can ask this friendly little, apparently Reaper about, so, on that note, guess we're just gonna have to stop you.
You're not even alive. Not really. You're just a machine. And machines can be broken.
Your words are as empty as your future. I am the vanguard of your destruction. This exchange is over.
Oh!
Commander, we got trouble.
So that's Sovereign. Pleasure to meet ya. Joker, what's going on?
Hit me, Joker.
That ship's Sovereign? It's moving. I don't know what you did down there, but that thing just pulled a turn that would shear any of our ships in half. It's coming your way, and it's coming hard. You need to wrap things up in there fast.
This console's
okay.
shot. Orders, Commander?
Sounds like we're done here. We gotta get
Let's
out.
head to the breeding facility. Joker can pick us up after we set the nuke.
Okay. And so, yes, that is, rather big development there. Does appear as though, after all, this Sovereign thing, not a Reaper ship. No, it's a full-blown Reaper. A full-blown Reaper. Alright, well, we're heading back here, take a look at our map, and I think now, as Shepard was just mentioning, now we will head over to the breeding facility. So that was the place we were looking before, but there was a bridge that was lifted that we were not able to get across. However, as you can see here, and we started to see through the door, still some enemies. In this case, it's a Geth Destroyer, and that is another one of the strong types. So let's freeze ya. And then let's warp ya. And then let's destroy ya. Okay. So that's down. Any other enemies where that guy came from? Seemingly not at the moment.
The Geth are turning from your position, J.I.T.O. Looks like Shadow picked a sensitive spot. Williams, head them off. Hold them.
Oof. Okay, well, I was gonna say, sounds like Captain Kirby's team was still holding up. Looking good, but then they cut out a little bit. So, there's our little friend there. Let's keep on moving. And so this was the bridge that previously was down, but, well. That looks like 3 Krogan. That looks tough. Let's save this here. Because these guys could be a bit of a problem. And from this range, not so much. From close range, which I'm sure they will try to close, much more so. But I'd like to get you in close enough to, say, neural shock you, if possible. That is not the enemy that I was thinking neural shock. That was serious range for that neural shock, as it turns out. Let's stasis this guy who's closest to us. Other one's coming back up. And I mean, there's one that's way back there, who's occasionally hitting us, but I think, you know, again, we're gonna just take a few opportunities here to try to use skills we can use that we still need to level up a bit, or rather, just get some more uses of in order to get an achievement on them. Because this may be a good opportunity to do a little bit more, specifically with neural shock. Because I'm hoping that we're getting close to being able to get that achievement. Come on, Caden. Come on, Caden. There you go. There you go. Did you actually get rid of him, or is he just incapacitated temporarily? I think he might just be temporarily incapacitated. But he's kind of taking all the hits from the other guys. We'll freeze him up again. And it'll be a little while until Caden is ready to go with another round. Why don't we just throw a meta gel on here again, just because that's another thing that we do need to use, although that's something that, you know, well, I was gonna say, we might, if we're trying to push against some of these more difficult enemies, might actually legitimately need some of them, although as soon as we spent one, got one back from taking out that Krogan. Okay, but now let's move in, And this warrior, let's stasis you, and then follow up with another neural shock. And we'll just chill over here. Now, this is closer range than you'd normally like to be against a Krogan, sure. Now this guy's probably going to end up taking a bunch of hits for the guy back there. And this guy, again, is still in stasis, even though it doesn't look like it, because we stasis and then neural shocked him, which seems to cancel out the visual effect. Now let's restasis you as you get up here. And Caden should get neural shock back soon. I suppose we could also go down a warp, because that's another thing that we're trying to do more of. Rex is taking a lot of hits here, but he has immunity. The ability that gives him a ton of damage protection, specifically, or at least particularly, against weapon fire. So this is kind of the perfect thing for him. Okay, so there's Neural Shock. We just got the achievement for it. So now, we know we're good there. As I said, we do still have the one for using Metagel. Okay, now this guy's Russian. It's interesting that he actually waited for all his friends to go down and then did it. We still have the one for Warp as well, but I think that one is... Well, we just got the one for Warp. Okay, so perfect timing. Right on cue. There we go. So we do still have the one for Metagel, but that, of course, especially as we are going against more difficult enemies, I think may not need to be as much of a forced issue.